A blank screen. Have you ever pressed the power button on your computer, heard the fans start spinning, but the monitor stays completely black? This is called a blank screen, and it is one of the most common symptoms you will need to troubleshoot when dealing with motherboards, memory, processors, and power. It is like turning on a television but getting no picture. You do not know if the television is broken, if the cable box is turned off, or if someone just unplugged the video cable. When you are studying for your A+ certification, you have to remember that a blank screen does not mean the computer is dead. It means the computer is awake, but it is blind. Your job is to trace the path of the video signal step by step to find exactly where it is getting blocked. To get your perfect score of 900, you must use a logical troubleshooting methodology when dealing with a blank screen. The first step is to completely isolate the monitor from the computer to find out which one is actually failing. You must check for physical cabling issues and ensure the monitor is not set to an incorrect input source. First, check the power light on the monitor. If the light is amber or yellow, the monitor has power but is not receiving a video signal. If the light is completely off, the monitor itself might be dead or unplugged. Next, press the menu buttons on the monitor to open the on-screen display. If the menu pops up, the monitor screen is physically working perfectly. You then need to verify that the monitor is set to the correct input source, matching the exact video cable you are using, whether that is a high-definition multimedia interface cable or a DisplayPort cable. If the monitor and cables are perfectly fine, the problem is inside the computer case. On the exam, you will often see scenarios where a user just bought a new computer or a new dedicated video card, but they get a blank screen when they turn it on. The most common mistake here is plugging the video cable into the wrong port. Many motherboards have their own video ports for the integrated graphics, but if a dedicated video expansion card is installed, the motherboard ports are automatically disabled. You must instruct the user to plug their monitor directly into the video card itself. If the cable is in the right place but the screen is still blank, you must open the case and reseat the video card, making sure it clicks firmly into the slot and has the correct auxiliary power cables attached from the power supply. Sometimes a blank screen is actually a motherboard or memory failure in disguise. When a computer turns on, it runs the power on self-test. If the random access memory is loose or broken, the system will fail this test and will never activate the video card, leaving you with a blank screen. You should try removing all the memory sticks and putting just one stick back firmly into the first slot. Another highly testable scenario for the exam involves the central processing unit power cable. Builders often plug in the large 20 or 24-pin motherboard connector, but forget to plug in the smaller processor power cable. Without this cable, the processor receives no power, and while the case fans will spin happily, the computer will never send a picture to the screen. Finally, you must understand how to troubleshoot a blank screen on a laptop computer. Laptop screens use a backlight to illuminate the liquid crystal display. If you turn on a laptop and the screen seems completely black, take a bright flashlight and shine it very closely at the glass. If you can faintly see the desktop or the login screen hiding in the darkness, the screen itself is working, but the backlight or the inverter that powers the backlight has failed. The only professional repair for this is to replace the display assembly. On a desktop computer, if you have checked every physical part and still have a blank screen, the basic input-output system settings might be corrupted. Your last step is to clear the complementary metal oxide semiconductor memory by removing the small coin cell battery on the motherboard for a few minutes. This resets the motherboard back to its factory defaults and will often bring a stubborn blank screen back to life.